with that.
There it goes.
What's up?
Twitch is up.
Oh, okay. Twitch is up.
I think.
No, it looks like it's working.
Well, none of these are checked. So it's like.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
These.
I'm looking on the YouTube right now. I don't see anything on the YouTube yet. On the YouTubes.
We're on Facebook this time.
Okay. Facebook's working.
Didn't work last time.
Oh no, I hear two Nates. Kill me.
Okay, it looks like we are live on. Yep. Cool. Okay, everybody, we are here. We are live back. The first episode of season 8, episode 1, the first of this year, 2023. The what?
I forgot this.
What'd you forget? Oh, the Stream Deck?
Yeah, it's kind of important.
Yeah, a little bit. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Anyway, well, like, I mean, no. This is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting episode, everybody. We'll be starting in a minute, and we're gonna get into a lot of CES, a lot of the games announced for 2023, kind of our hopes and what we're kind of like. Can't wait for it within 2023. A lot of controversy going on at the beginning of 2023 as well, in gaming, that is. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, when we get all set, as soon as you're ready, roll that intro.
Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome, everybody, back to Talking Gaming and Tech, Season 8, Episode 1, where we get into the start of this year and the lovely controversy that's going on. We have controversy with D&D. We have petitions being signed. We have former G4 hosts, just not being kosher. The best way I can put it.
Call it a controversy. It's more like a dick move by a company.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about G4. Adam Sessler.
Well, Adam Sessler's always a dick move, so I figured we didn't need to actually say it.
Oh.
That guy is a complete and utter piece of crap, dude.
Oh, well.
Well, now he's even more of a piece of crap.
Dude, I'll tell you some shit when we get to that
Well,
topic.
we'll get into it soon.
Yeah.
So we also have games coming out for the Switch for 2023. I'm also going to get into some of our hopes for 2023. One of the more exciting things I'm excited for, I'm going to get into, which is Street Fighter 6, which I'm really excited for. But that being said, what the heck has everybody been up to at the beginning of the year? It's only been like a week into this new year. So what have you been doing in 2023?
Let's see. I don't think I was on the podcast in time to talk about Deeper and Darker.
Dark and darker.
Whatever it's called.
Dark and Darker. Only got to play that for like 2 days before things shut down. That game is goddamn amazing. I cannot wait to stream it with you guys and have a blast playing that shit.
I played it for one day. That was
So
gone.
I'll cover that too. That game is fun. It's wonky. It needs work, but it's so freaking fun.
Well, no, it's
Period.
exactly. I enjoyed it, even though it really was wonky. It's quite wonky. That's exactly what I said Vermintide should be. Because I started getting bored of the Vermintide because of the repetitive nature of it. And I was like, I want some more competition to it.
The basic idea for people who don't know what it is it's a battle royal RPG dungeon diver. You get dropped into this dungeon. lots of corridors, mobs everywhere, traps, things that could just straight up kill you. And there are like 16 other players in there too. And your goal is to find as much loot as you can, and last until the portals stop popping up.
Yep.
The red ones take you deeper and get you harder fights, and you end up against tougher enemies.
They take you to
players.
hell.
Yeah.
And the blue ones take you out, and it's
Yeah.
just like Tarkov. You keep your equipment when you get out.
Yeah, that's and for our Call of Duty fans, it's like DMZ.
Except not as bad.
DMZ. I played DMZ.
DMZ is pretty fun.
played
I
it.
like DMZ.
Okay. On the other front, what else did I do? I ordered my new computer. That shit ain't coming yet, and it's pissing me off.
When the hell is it coming?
They sent it to burn-in on Friday, which means like installation of software and all that.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't got an email yet, yesterday or today, so I'm getting pissed because they're taking forever. And that is causing me a whole bunch of stress because I'm worried that I'm not gonna be able to transfer. Like, I know I could transfer the campaigns over, but when I transfer the campaigns over into a new campaign, it puts everything in a compendium instead of like in the actual setup. So now I just have a list of like 40 maps that I've set up from D&D, and I had to rename all of them so I can figure them out. And now I gotta, when I get the actual computer, I have to rebuild these things, and I'm just stressed out of my goddamn mind that something's gonna go wrong, and I'm gonna have to sit the group down and be like, guys, the transfer didn't work. We can't play those campaigns. You can quit, but I'm starting over. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not going to happen. I've tested it, and I'm fine. It's just everything will be fine, but I'm still I'm like worried that it could literally, something could go wrong, and then I won't be able to.
Yeah,
I'll have to rebuild or something.
I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I've got multiple copies of the character ones, because even if we lose everything else, but we keep the character sheets, I can rebuild the maps and the journal entries myself.
Yeah.
But rebuilding the characters are almost impossible because no one remembers everything they've picked and done for their characters, which is just flat out insane. Like, how the fuck are you going to remember that? You'd have to be a psychopath.
The reason I kept, like, when it was my turn, besides my head, what's going on in my mind, I every character I've ever named in our campaigns has been Bazinga of some sort. So when they say Malcolm, it doesn't even like cross my mind.
Oh my god, yeah.
Dude, all I can say is I had a long talk with Alex the other day at work, and don't take this as a like him being a snooty prick, but he said, dude, JD, Bazinga, and Nate have all stepped up their RP so much in the start of this new campaign, and he's fucking psyched for it because of it. Because like in the Lost Legacy one, JD didn't RP very much.
Oh yeah.
No, he didn't. He fell asleep most of the time.
Your RP was focused around just saying you wanted to get drunk all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, all three of them have like evolved to the point where every one of them feel like a character now.
Yeah.
When before they felt like one-liners, now they feel like characters. And I'm like, this is cool, because that means if you get Alex and Nick excited to RP with you, then stupidity happens. Look at Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of stupidity that happens because they talk to you in character. So things are just going to get better. That campaign is going really well, and I'm super hyped about it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun so far.
Other than that, because I don't want to install anything on my computer because I don't want to crash anything, I haven't really been doing anything. I'm playing a game that's been on it for like 4 years. I'm playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. But we'll talk about Pathfinder stuff when we get to that D&D bullshit down the road that we're talking about. So let's move on.
Yeah. So
Wrap it up.
So I played some DMZ with Todd. That was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. It's like you're pushing the boundaries. Like you're like, oh, do I want to do that, or I might get killed and ruin it all type of thing. So you're like, all right, let's go for the helicopter. Let's go.
And you only have 23 minutes for the radiation gets you too.
Exactly how it feels in that darker game.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was like, cool. The only thing that killed us was proximity chat.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I have my chat shut off.
Yeah. And then we rearranged the studio a little bit, just a little bit. We have what do they call it? a sin the way the monitors are set up right now?
I don't know. I used to have one of my monitors like vertical and the other horizontal. That's on my monitor set up for years.
But I wanted to hook up the big TV again for the screen so we can get ready for our Game Smash.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hook that up. So that's all set up now, and it also using it for the podcast. So. But other than that, we lost our stream.
We lost our stream. What? What happened? Where did our stream go?
Hey, look at the bright side. You didn't leave your heads in the wrong spot for the opening 30
That's
minutes.
working.
of
Okay.
D&D stream.
So yeah. No. Anyways.
That shit was fun.
Yeah. No. The D&D it's been a lot of fun.
No, I was saying like how I had you guys in the wrong spot.
Oh.
I was like, at least you may have lost your stream, but you didn't have the stream running with your heads all cut off.
Oh,
yeah.
So I've been, well, we shot some shorts. We need to shoot a full video. Probably the next full video is probably going to be restoring that computer. Other than that,
As soon as I get the goddamn thing, dude.
and other than that, we're going to be doing controllers, building a couple more controllers because we're going to teach somebody how to solder. So it's going to be kind of a teaching somebody how to solder kind of video too, as well, because they're going to build their first fight stick. And the one thing actually over the last week is I actually switched my main in Guilty Gear to Giovanna because they kind of like screwed over my character a little bit.
What'd they do? They nerf her?
Nerf my Chip Zaniff. Like there was like I think one of the like 2 tournaments ago there was 3 Chip Zaniffs in, right? A lot of them made it really close. I don't know if I had a part of doing it. I'm not sure. But they made his damage higher that he takes, and they also killed 2 of the combos that chain together. And I'm like, why would you do what?
Because he was broken. I don't even play the game.
Well, no, but but they made it so if I get hit like 3 times, I'm dead almost.
So, you also kill if you hit 3 times. Like he's set up. Like here's the thing that a dirty secret for all these games, MMOs, action games, first-person shooters. Here's a dirty little secret. It doesn't matter what kind of defenses you put together or what kind of disadvantages you give a character. If the character has a priority advantage and a speed advantage and damage advantage, they will always win unless you nerf them.
Well,
you can go, yeah, his health bar is really small. It doesn't matter because you can still catch that quick combo and end the game in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's more severe like that. Like, most of the people that main Chip have all dropped him. All the official stats and leaderboards on besides Evo and all the other tournaments have dropped him to E status as well,
so,
as a playable character. So, like,
but there's other people in E status too. You're acting like he's the only one.
Like
No,
there's a ton of people in E status. Well, no, I've been playing Chip Zam since the first Guilty Gear, so.
Yeah, but you're acting like they shot your rat baby in the head because it couldn't like communicate.
But no, I'm having fun with Giovanna though so far. She's a pretty good character.
I'm just saying, here's something I'll give you, and I'll prove it with certain Tekken pros. All right, if you drop your character because they nerfed them, you were never that good at the character, and that includes the pros that thought they were gods with that character. Okay, they dropped them because the advantage was taken away that they had, and they got worse. There are Tekken players who still played some of the worst Tekken characters in the world who make it to top 8 because they don't change their character based on like what do you call it, buffs and debuffs.
Yeah,
they don't live on a crutch of a certain thing. Like, it's disgusting if you're going to complain about it. Like, man up and get better.
Which is one game I'm very excited for, Tekken 8. Oh my god.
Dude, Tekken 8's going to be the first Tekken I buy in years. Whether I play it a lot or not doesn't matter.
Well, you have to also with the lure too. Like, this is like the game that's going to come back to bring Jin back to the good side because he started World War III, literally.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he literally started World War III, but he did it because he wanted to awaken that like fight god, whatever, because he wanted to kill it himself because it would cause the apocalypse if it woke up by itself. So he did it to cause the apocalypse, so he could stop the apocalypse.
Let's not talk about the lore of Tekken because it all sounds like terribly stupid.
But like the thing is, there's also like the whole thing like Harang still hasn't had he lost his other fight against Jen, but he wants another fight against him. There's that whole big storyline thing.
He'll never win anyway.
But yeah, And obviously, we'll get into it when we talk about the games of 2023, because I'm excited for obviously Street Fighter 6 quite a bit. But we'll get into that in the games section when we're talking about all the gaming stuff. But let's get into gaming gear. So the coolest gaming gear from CES 2023. And there's a giant ass monitor, which I eventually want to get a giant ass monitor. I have a pretty big widescreen, wide monitor. It's not an ultra wide, but it's ultra wide. But it's not like super ultra wide. I want one of these that ultra wide, like that go across my whole desk.
Yeah. Well, my problem with ultra wides is they're too short.
Mm-hmm.
Like my 32-inch monitor, if that was like ultra wide, that'd be fine. But take like 4 inches from the top.
Yeah,
and they're too narrow.
Oh,
I don't like that at all.
Oh.
But yeah, I haven't seen this one. You know, the Odyssey Neo G9.
Yeah,
I know Woody has one.
It's a nice,
The last year's model.
Yeah, it's a nice laptop. I mean, not laptop, nice monitor.
That'd be an interesting monitor for a laptop.
You could use it as a laptop.
I got the 49-inch laptop.
You need to put it in like a guitar case to carry it.
Oh,
or bigger than that.
He said he had a hard time.
What's wrong with that, jackass?
No, it's like this thick though, because of the bend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question: this is not bendable, is it? Like the
No. There is one that was at CES that was bendable.
That is bendable. Yes.
Yeah, you can change it.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we got the Dell revamped budget-friendly game laptop. This thing's okay. I saw somebody else doing a video on
Budget
that.
starting at $849.
Yeah, it's okay. There's better options out there, people.
Oh yeah.
We have the Alienware thin and powerful gaming laptop.
Which still has that cool color changing mouse pad, but that's only a good thing for it. You're paying for the name.
Yeah,
but it's a 165 hertz 25. What would you go for? 165 25 60 by 1600 or 480 hertz 1080? Well, 1200, but
It matters the price difference, really. I wouldn't pay no 2800 for a laptop. I can tell you that.
yeah. I don't know what the high end configuration is though.
Yeah.
Is it the 165 hertz or the 480 hertz?
480 hertz is so overkill. It's just stupid.
Especially for a laptop. That laptop will die so fast
Yeah.
that you'll have to plug it into the wall and have a charger for it.
Yeah.
like charge it twice. It's probably gonna have 2 power bricks.
Yeah. That's my god, it'd be terrible.
Sounds like a plan.
Samsung's new monitor is a monster. 57-inch Odyssey, and what do you got? Neo G9 curved display HDR 1000 model at CES, and it's 7680 by 2160. So
It's like 6.5K or something. I don't know, because like the 2160 is the 4K resolution, but then the 7680 is almost like the 8K.
yeah.
So you're like in between that. That's crazy. Like you can barely run it. You have to have, like it says, you have to have the 4090.
Yeah, at least to run it. Yeah, at that resolution, yeah. Oof. The Alienware fastest gaming monitor to date. Well, I don't know about that.
Well, 500 hertz.
I've never seen a monitor move, so I don't believe them. When they say it's fast.
Well, no, I thought they made 500 probably is the fastest. There is no point in that though. When you get past like even 240 I think is overkill. It's way overkill.
Yeah, well, I've never seen the difference between it, but like 165 hertz is fast.
Yeah,
That's what I got, and like
It's like you don't even understand what gaming is.
that's what my
Overkill.
curved monitor is. It's
Overkill
165.
is the entire point.
Yeah, it's like you're not getting any. Your bang for your buck is gone. Like you're just shoveling money at that point.
yeah, but I don't
Dude,
pay for
if
bang for buck.
If turning your computer on doesn't kill the power in all of your neighbors' houses, then why are you gaming?
Well, you can hook up a mainframe. I guess you could do that, but I mean, okay.
Like, I'm sorry, dude, but you don't understand gaming anymore, man. You're fake.
Sony shows its new accessibility controllers. These are like neat. I'm not sure exactly how they work. I mean,
Yeah, they don't look as accessible as the Microsoft ones.
or the one that
They're
Ben
built for handicapped people.
Well, no, like
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and
Microsoft came out with a bunch too that were way different.
They're way different. They work actually. I'm not sure how these work though.
Yeah.
But like even Ben Heck makes a still he makes them on the side. Still, he still sells them on his website.
Yeah.
That's what his one of his constant incomes is making controllers. But he buys real controllers and then mods them.
Yeah, turn us down.
So. All right. So Dell's concept, what do you call it? The NYX controller. It just looks like the stupid Steam controller thing.
Yeah, I don't understand. All these people keep trying to come up with controllers, and they're never going to be as good as the Sony ones.
So the deep.
The D-pad's in the wrong. Well, it's not doesn't even have a D-pad. So there's a negative in it, and then it's in the wrong spot too. So.
No.
No, I mean I'm not in the wrong spot. Sorry, it's not in the. It's
not in the wrong spot for you.
No, it's no.
No, it's in the wrong spot.
No,
if it's not in the right spot for Nate, it's not in the right spot.
Oh no, okay, the deep. No,
I'm serious. I'm not making a joke. You think I'm busting Nate's balls? I'm telling you right now. There's one thing I know. Nate's been playing video games his whole life with me. If he says the D-pad's in the wrong spot, it is. Okay.
Well, so I don't.
Where does the spot go?
Okay, I did.
It goes exactly where it belongs. Just like how you don't put your goddamn angle sticks off center like Xbox.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
No.
This is set up like a PlayStation controller. Shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm getting at.
This is set up like a PlayStation controller.
It is. But I didn't mean that it was in the wrong spot, literally moved. I mean the spacing's bad.
Is it?
Yeah, because the D-pad's way too close to the analog stick. You're gonna hit that.
Not with the analog stick.
I don't care what people say. I just want to point out, me and Nate are biased towards PlayStation controllers because Xbox controllers usually suck.
Yes, they do.
I love the
offset. Offset is brain damage.
Offset is comfortable and natural.
Yeah.
Well, for me,
it's terrible.
Yeah, because you played Xbox too much.
I started with PlayStation. I just never was a fan of the controller.
It's nowhere near natural.
Yeah.
For you.
For everybody.
No.
I'll tell you what, it's nowhere near natural because Sony always outsell Xbox, and that means they have a percentage of more people playing with their controller.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't tell you. I prefer the Xbox controller like tenfold. I don't like the analog
like 10
sticks.
people.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, but I use the D-pad.
Okay, sorry, maybe 12.
So is this that's better? Is that a is it a haptic like touchpad or is it a button?
So it is it's a standard controller. There's a fingerprint reader underneath the center button dual scroll wheel.
Why?
I have no idea why. Probably
Someone might steal your controller, dude.
And the controller. So it's probably so you can log into whatever.
This guy got my profile.
There's also touch sensors underneath the shoulder buttons, which is actually good. That's actually pretty decent. You can scroll your fingers over the different effects. The controller is only a concept, so it's not a real. It's not a working model yet, but it has an idea. So it doesn't say how that D-pad works. It works like shit, I can tell you that. Anyway, Razer's new gaming handheld is available for pre-order now. I mean, this handheld, we covered it, we talked about it, it's okay, but I personally think it's not better than the Steam Deck at all. And the Steam Deck's cheaper. So, and that's where like what it comes down to. Well, actually, no, when we covered that story, it was $500. It's $400 now. So it's actually around. It's close to the same price now. So they did actually lower the price when we covered the story. So maybe they are trying to actually compete with the Steam Deck, which is good. Competition is good.
Razer. It's a tablet. It's not a phone. I was reading out about it. It's a Android tablet with Snap-on game controllers.
Oh, those Snap-on?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Snap-on?
Well, they're trying to make the Switch pretty much.
And this is at 2400 by 1080.
Yeah.
I wonder if people will ever realize that the reason why the Switch is successful is not just because of the idea. It's because it's Nintendo. And you're not going to succeed copying them unless you have the word Nintendo on your box.
Well, and then the other thing too is like people have there's a lot of other like Paul handhelds. A lot of people don't realize unless you're like some of the full Android ones run pretty good. But Steam Deck runs and works so well because it has its own OS.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything
That
about the
runs it.
hardware
So,
itself. I'm just
I
saying
mean-
like you could try to copy the Switch all you want. You're not going to succeed because your name is not Nintendo. And
Oh yeah.
Your name is. I'll give Steam too because Steam is huge now.
Yeah.
Like you would. It's a 1 in a million shot for you to succeed. To get anywhere near those two in that handheld market, it's just not possible. Unless you come up with something completely new, and if you're just copying them.
Okay, it's just a glass tower.
It's nice. But
There's a bunch of glass towers out there, though.
yeah.
There's a bunch out there. That's
my
not new.
next one's gonna be
That's not
somewhat
new.
glass.
What is this? The HyperX 3D printed keycaps. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna use those.
There's a bunch of sites you can already do this.
Yeah, like Etsy.
Etsy's
But
one
like
of them.
you can't play with those.
No.
Imagine
Mostly people just put them on their escape key.
yeah, or they're like F1 key, F keys.
Yeah, they don't. You don't put them on your mains. Like,
No.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's nothing new. Samsung did use gaming focused sound bars. How is it gaming focused? Like, how is it going to be any better than like a regular Adobe setup, Atmos setup?
Mine sounds great when I play mine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's no different. I don't see how. I hate when they title things gaming. It's like it's going to be no different, people.
And
from look at the specs-
AI sound optimization.
Oh my God.
Technology.
No, it's not. Fucking Christ. It's a gimmick. The
Gaming box makes
What
light
is
show
this?
while you play. What's this?
Oh, it's an LED thing, so you can have like different lights that correspond with the game you're playing.
Oh, it's too much money.
Yeah, it's way too. Those are way too expensive.
300 to 350.
Those are always way too expensive.
As you can see, we have some lighting in here. Yeah, I got them all on like sale, like really cheap.
But yeah, that's some of the highlights of the gaming. I think from is that the end of the
Yeah, that's the end of the
yeah.
thing.
So yeah, no, that's. I mean, it's cool. There isn't a whole lot. There's things that they call gaming. Is what they do.
I do like how laptops are incorporating mechanical keys now.
Yes, because the low profile mechanical keys
Yeah.
exist now, which is actually what we're going to be using in our next controller.
Ah.
So yeah, because they're actually pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. So what top did I put? Oh, I did put that one next. Okay.
Oh, look at that. You put the RGT.
Yeah.
All right. Here we.
So everybody, do you remember G4 TV? Something
No.
that's not relevant anymore because YouTube killed it because YouTube exists. So there's no way any channel like that could ever compete with YouTube.
That's not why they died though. But go
No,
ahead.
no, I'm saying though, if people wanted to make one nowadays, it would just die because YouTube's you're not going to compete with YouTube. No, but like one of the main people that ran the show was Adam Sessler. He was also one of the driving forces behind the reboot of the G4 TV coming back, which was mostly like on YouTube and stuff. And I don't know if they.
They had a channel on Comcast.
They did have a channel.
They had a channel. It was the lowest watched channel in their history
Oh wow.
ever. And not only that, but you'll finish what you're saying, and I'll tell you when their ratings dropped.
Okay. Yeah, so they did actually have a channel, I guess. And nobody's, like I said, you're not going to compete with YouTube because, like, for me, I know myself, I go to basically the content creators on YouTube that I trust about reviews for video games, and that's all I'm going to.
Well, the problem is they also didn't do it right because, for example, if their channel had like, if they had went out and bought like the gaming historian, for example, and said we want you to produce shows weekly, a weekly hour-long documentary show on our channel, or if they got the guy from like the Completionist, right?
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, by the way, you're just going to be a host on XPlay. And I'm like, you hired the Completionist and you didn't tell him you'll give him his own show where he just does game reviews and completions stuff?
Yeah.
You know, what his fans watch?
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch because he's not doing what he does.
Exactly.
Idiots. Just, they didn't know what they're doing, but there's other reasons. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so anyway, so Adam Sessler, which obviously G4 is completely dead now, completely gone. Adam Sessler, obviously, it seems like he didn't really grow on from there after G4 was gone the first time, which is why it got revamped. And he made a very, very like messed up statement on Twitter, and obviously RGT85 decided to give a rebuttal.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
I don't know what he said. What did he say?
Basically, so Adam Sessler went and changed his first of all his tweet. His headliner for his name is now Adam Gamers Are Stupid Sessier. And he says, I have a theory on this. It's because gamers are small-dicked, synaptically challenged social scabies.
Jesus.
Wow, I can't believe he picked Nate out of a hat.
But like,
okay,
and then
so
another one of his titles he made is Adam Not a Gamer.
Okay, not and this is I'm not going to dive into politics here because I know some people are Republicans, some are not. But about a year ago, he said on his Twitter that he wishes the majority of his family that were Republicans would just shut up and die.
Oof.
Just to give you an understanding of how terrible of a person he is. Even if you're a hardcore Democrat and you go, you don't say, I want my family members who are Republicans dead. You say, I wish I could teach them and convert them.
Yeah, well,
I'm not a Democrat, but you don't fucking say you want them dead.
Yeah, that's
like
fucked up.
You're just a terrible goddamn person, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, he said one of the comment too about gamers.
So RGT85, which is somebody we know.
Yeah.
He said, I have a theory on this. Adam Sessler is a fucking clown. And he responded, when I find it, it's too funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, oh man.
Cool theory, bro. I'll take it under consideration while I'm explaining why gamers are the public lice of society. Maybe I'll wear a red nose.
Okay. Let's straighten a couple things out because this asshole is part of the reason why that shit died. They didn't do it right, but they would not have died completely. They died because they got on their channel and told the people who would watch them that they're terrible people and should not watch. That's why. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So RGT goes, so are you calling yourself a micro-dick pubic lice and are self-projecting, or are you not a gamer anymore? Just checking here, champ.
Oh, man.
And he goes, just you and yours, never was a gamer myself. Don't overthink this, bucko.
So this is the thing, though. He says that, but like, I never was a gamer. So you're telling me you were faking it the entire time to your fans? Like how much of a piece of shit?
Either
do you
he's
have to
just
be?
doing. He's crazy.
Let's be real. People watch that show because Morgan Manjor Webb was.
Okay, yes, but still.
Like that's the reality of it. Like they didn't watch it for him. He was the soy guy who like. In fact, now that I think about it, that entire fucking channel was terrible.
There was only like two good shows on it, and then the rest was like garbage.
No, I watched some stuff I found funny, but like. I don't think they ever gave a JRPG a good review.
No, they didn't.
Oh, really?
And I know that's like, oh, you're biased to like RPGs, but that like, if you are a reviewer and you play RPGs and you can't find a single one that you think deserves a good review, you're biased. Yeah. It's kind of like I hate Call of Duty games, but I bet you if I sat down and played one for a review, I could be like, as a Call of Duty fan, this is probably a 9 or a 10. Mm.
But yeah,
and
no.
like I watched Icons. That's basically all I watched on there, which was the documentary show.
Yeah. That wasn't bad.
And then he goes, "You worked in the gaming industry for 20 plus years, but didn't play games. So either you're a fraud or a liar. Which are we gonna pick here?"
Yeah, like.
Is that when he didn't respond after that, or did he respond?
No. He says, "Never said I didn't play games. I'm replaying Jedi Fallen Order right now. Seriously, don't strain yourself putting this together. Sometimes it isn't good YouTube material."
Oh.
Dude, you know what it is? He's jealous because these YouTubers
are more successful
have made
than him.
more money make more money in no time than he has in his entire life doing it.
Yeah.
And then he
That's
goes,
all there is to it.
And then RGT goes, strain, none whatsoever. I'm just trying to figure out what puts you in a category that plays games but isn't a gamer. Because math ain't mathing. It's just, bro, that sounds more like a you problem. I know who I am. Like, either this guy's doing it just because wants to get clout.
He's extremely hateful, and the clout that he wants is from the San Francisco douchebags that he works with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he put the last RGT goes, a bitter, deranged, and lonely 49-year-old quote unquote gamer. I hope you find some peace in life because obviously there isn't something really wrong going with you right now. I'll pray for you.
But yeah, no, it's
And then he got blocked and banned, and then he went and put a thing up praying for you, Adam Gamers are stupid Sessler. With his title card for his Twitter.
Stupid ass. But no, I think personally, like Graham was saying, he has his own demons, and I think he is just resentful that YouTube came along and was more successful than their gaming channel. Mm-hmm. And that's just just the nature of the beast. That's what happens.
And then you also take into account that he rebooted the thing, and then because he's such a weak soy boy, he let someone tank their ratings because he didn't have he was basically their boss, but he's such a weak, pathetic person that he didn't have the nerve to stand up to this girl who tanked their entire channel. And again, I won't rehash it, but you know what I'm talking about with the chick that was ran her mouth for 5 minutes and told everybody that if you don't like what she does, you're trash. We don't play the games. People write them up for us. She basically destroyed their ratings completely, and he didn't have the nerve as a boss to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So check out RGT85.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
He's a decent channel.
Yep.
He puts up content. He puts up content usually daily.
Yeah, he puts out a video or two a day. And,
we were supposed to interview him, but he was sick that day.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I tend to watch a lot of the documentary stuff when I watch stuff. Which reminds me, there's a channel on there G something. I forgot what it was, but all he does is documentaries about Japanese companies and Japanese video games in the 80s and 90s. You would like it, Nate. I'll look it up and show it to you.
Okay, yeah, show me. So I put that out of order. I was supposed to do the Dungeons & Dragons last, so the next one's gonna be the physical media.
Okay.
So sales and physical media copies of video games have dropped quite a bit, according to a new report out of the health of video games industry in the UK. The ease access of digital games has obviously proved to be very
pressing.
Well, yeah, and it's super easy. I seriously I'll only buy. Literally, the only thing I physically buy is probably JRPGs.
Yeah,
I don't buy digital console games. I'll buy them the digital on Steam and stuff on the computer, but I don't
like digital because they're gonna make you not own your games.
Yeah, I like buying the physical for consoles for some reason.
It's the main reason why I don't care for Game Pass, and the only reason why I enjoyed the PS Now thing is because I had a bunch of PlayStation 1 games on it and shit.
Yeah,
but I don't like not owning my games and having them removed when they feel like they want to remove them.
Well, the problem today is that there's nothing on them.
Yeah, a lot of the games you actually buy now are not. They're just
it's like
they're passing to download them. Yeah,
yeah,
but that's not even true though, dude. Every game I've owned, I haven't even hooked my PlayStation up to the internet.
PlayStation 5?
I can play my games. Yeah, I can play my games.
I don't know how that's even possible.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible.
Because the game, you're talking about the wrong companies. Keep in mind, I only buy RPGs, dude.
Yeah,
you're talking about games. You're talking about companies like fucking Activision that, of course, are scamming you at every turn with their shit.
So you don't have to download God of War?
If I buy God of War, I can play God of War, but I haven't bought God of War. I've been, dude. Since I bought that computer, I've been budgeting because I got to pay back a chunk of it back. So I'm trying not to spend any money.
Yeah. So only 10.5% of games sold were physical games. 10.5%. Whew.
Like I said, I find it depressing because I know where it leads.
Yeah.
And it also leads to more games not being done when they're released.
That too, yeah, because they can just push it out. Yeah, they don't have to worry about the print, which is one thing that was nice. I would say PS3 and Xbox 360 was probably the beginning there. The really big updates coming and stuff to day one updates and stuff was probably when that was started. But there's a number of games that just work and still work to this day on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Let's be fair though, a certain company started the trend of microtransactions, download all that shit when they fucking built their system around the internet. a little company by the name of Microsoft.
Yeah, and it's sad because it's ruining some things. Like for instance, I was talking to some friends, like because I was playing like Eden, like the Cosmic Cat story, whatever the hell it's called.
Stray. Stray.
Stray, yeah,
Cosmic Cat.
No,
You
it's
are
not.
such a wuss.
It's an RPG.
Go hang with Adam Sessler.
It's an RPG. Anyway, it's made
what?
It's made by the guys it's made by the creators of Chrono Trigger. But it's a mobile game and it's not bad. But after you get into the first two chapters, you can tell that the core design of it, after you get past that part, it's just a repeatable pay to win to keep on going forward. It's kind of crap. When I was like, I personally myself, if the creator of Chrono Trigger were to make a full RPG and said I'm only releasing it on mobile and you have to pay $60, if it was a full RPG with no mobile transactions, I would give you $60 for it.
I would beg and plead not
play it
to
on your
release
phone?
it on mobile.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine. The phones are great to actually play with JRPGs.
No, they're not. No, they're not. The
because
philosophy is the reason why you get those games. They will never release a real game on mobile because mobile isn't designed for gaming. It's designed for scamming.
Well, no, like the last 3 times I've played through Chrono Trigger, it's my version's on Android. It runs better and it plays better.
That's the game. That game wasn't made. If Square made a new Chrono Trigger for mobile, the new Chrono Trigger would be a scam.
Yeah, but I'm saying though.
That's my point. Don't open the door and be like, oh, if you make give me a 60-hour real RPG on mobile and I'll buy it.
Well, no, I mean, like,
it will still be a scam, dude.
Well, no, Square actually redesigned the interface to work with a tablet, and it's still the same game. They just designed it so touches works better. That's all.
I can prove you wrong I can prove you wrong in one statement. Bravely Default.
Yeah, no, we talked about that game too, and I said that Bravely Default 2 was too much like a mobile game, and he was like, "Yeah, you're kind of right."
Because that's the goal of mobile.
Yeah.
If mobile didn't exist, Bravely Default would be a cool handheld on like DS, and it wouldn't be a scam.
Yeah.
But because mobile, and I know they're both mobile games, but the mentality of mobile games has infected other games.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And the goal is to just rip you off.
Yeah. It's terrible too, because the writer of Chrono Trigger is a brilliant writer. I would love to just make the 3rd Chrono Trigger game. My God.
What about this game, Genshin Impact?
Genshin Impact is okay. Okay, that's I played that on PS4 for a little while.
It's flashy gotcha.
It is. It's after you get past a certain point, it becomes very repetitive.
Gotcha, as in it's set up again to just drain money from you. There's no passion or anything like that in it.
The first couple hours are, but that's about it, and then there's nothing. Because I was playing that for a little bit.
It's like what they've done to World of Warcraft, because Warcraft used to be like, you felt the passion that the developers had for the game, and it's gone completely by how do we monetize everything we do, the players do in this game.
When it should be about making a game, putting your heart and soul, making a game, releasing it, and see if it does well. That's it. That's the end of your contribution to the game. It's over. But they don't.
What it should be is that the developers are there passionately making a game to get to their vision. And then the people marketing find a way to make people buy it. What they don't do is find a way to break the game to make people buy.
Yeah.
Because you want to make money.
They need to develop a real game for mobile and see how that turns out. Not a game that was a console game to mobile.
Yeah. So they did. Okay. So they made one real RPG for iOS, and then it got ported to Android. Final Fantasy, called Final Fantasy Dimensions. It's the first game's really good. Okay, it actually plays like a fairly decent old school Square RPG. Okay, it's absolutely a decent game. Then Dimensions 2 came out, and it was mobile shit.
I know this is going way back, but they had like Doom RPG and Wolfenstein RPG, and those were pretty good for what they were. So, but like right now, mobile games, they're meh.
Yeah.
But for our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, the best game.
We are sponsored by something.
I have stopped watching people I like because of that.
We are sponsored by something much greater, and it is coffee, and we'll get into that in a second. So,
we're Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm like, well, it was nice listening to you. It's a Gundam. Your videos were funny.
We did get an email saying that we could get sponsored by them.
I have.
Oh well, I'll sell out. I'm not saying I won't sell out. I think you people misunderstand my jokes. I will totally sell out.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Get me out of the fucking dungeon and give me like a house.
anyway.
I'll do a campaign based on Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my god.
Streamed live from his Fire tablet.
Anyway, so Dungeons and Dragons community signs letter protesting controversial OGL changes. Grim knows a whole lot more about this, so I'll let him take this story away.
First, I'd like to make a statement to all you bootlicker pieces of shit out there who are going onto forums and Reddit and on Twitch and on Facebook and telling people that are worried about it to shut up and it won't be that bad. You know nothing about how some of these companies work. I'll once again refer you to World of Warcraft to explain to you how a company starts in one place and ends up in the shitter. Okay? I don't know anything about legal. I can tell you the basic premise, from what I can gather, is that Wizards of the Coast is trying to put together a new license agreement. They have this thing called the OGL, Open Gaming License. And it's what gave rise to all these different D&D systems, but stuff like Pathfinder and stuff like that. And what they're trying to do through legal bullshit and scamming is effectively make a new one that automatically makes the old one null and void. So, in other words, once they put this new one out, people who make content for D&D will not be able to do it under the old license. They'll have to agree to the new license, and the new license is like 30-40% of your revenue. We own the content, so whatever you make, we can sell, and we own it completely. You don't own the rights to any of it. A bunch of other shady shit. People expect that this is going to lead to them trying to shut down other virtual tabletops like RollNet and shit because they have their own coming out.
Yeah.
That's the basic details I've gathered from it.
Yeah, it's basic corporate garbage that I've seen, and that they actually, this is the sad thing. When you get your MVP, this is the shit they teach you, which is sad to do to companies. They teach basically big management and like global management this kind of tactic. Oh, hey, like they see D&D, you're streaming D&D. They're like, well, all these people are creating their own campaigns and stuff. Well, they're making it from our content. Well, we own part of that then, right? And then that's the mentality they get to, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
That's also why Pathfinder is so confusing to a degree, because in Pathfinder 2 they upped the game and changed the terminology for everything. That's why you see like will throw instead of like saving throws and shit.
Yeah.
Because they know if they can get around the terminology, then they can't do anything, because there's no court of law in the world that's going to allow them to copyright dice.
Yeah. No, the same thing actually happened to, not exactly, but to Star Wars. Because one of the things that George Lucas used to love seeing over the years is fan-made movies, right?
Yep.
And then once Disney bought it, they started going after people that were making the fan-made movies. And it took George Lucas stepping up and going, this is not what I signed off on. You need to let these people do their thing. And they stopped. Because
it's like Go Woke, Go Woke, Go Broke, but it's a different form of it.
It's sad.
They're destroying their own fan base by doing this.
Yeah, they are.
And the funny part is, what they're doing, they think is going to hurt all these other companies, but all it's going to do is make them stronger. Like, I hate to break it to you, D&D, but people are just going to switch to Pathfinder. The content makers are just going to make content for Pathfinder.
Yeah, they will.
The only reason why Pathfinder's not as big is because it doesn't have its critical role that picked it up off the ground, and because it doesn't get as much content because it's only like very few people making content for Pathfinder.
Yeah, because
that shit's gonna change when you chase away all the D&D people.
Exactly, and it seems like that's what they're doing, because you notice with all the D&D movie, the D&D incorporation and everything, they even incorporated, like, merged Magic the Gathering because they're owned by Wizards of the Coast. Well, Hasbro owns them. You can see all these big corporate decisions they're doing just to siphon in a little bit more money.
It's like, sad. We're gonna get slightly bigger again because
it's
of
sad.
this and Stranger Things. Let's start fucking people over.
Yeah. Not understanding
it's
that
really
if they want to grow their base, instead of worrying about how to fuck people over, they should be worrying about who they can collaborate with to make like crazy content. Maybe sit down with Blizzard and go, hey, we'd like to license the World of Warcraft world to do a couple of D&D books based on Azeroth.
Yeah.
That will get you some more people. Hey, Marvel, we want to do a spin-off of D&D books based on the Marvel universe. It's not freaking hard, but it would cost them more money to do that than it would to just try to screw people over.
It's easy to screw people over, and they can just siphon in money and go, look, our net worth is so much more. Yeah, until you bomb.
Yeah.
So like I explained to the guys at work, and I'll basically reiterate to you guys, I don't plan on switching the campaigns over, but if they get to the point where they make it so like Foundry has to remove the D&D 5e rules, the free rules that someone put up there over copyright, and we can no longer use them, then I'll have to.
Although when we did that like battle royale, I didn't mind the mechanics for Pathfinder at all.
No, Pathfinder's excellent, and it's nowhere near as complicated as it looks.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and I explained this to Nick because he was really worried about it. The thing to remember is that the guy who did the Pathfinder mod for Foundry is much more organized than me. So, for example, my spells will say like, Ray of Frost grants disadvantage on a target, and it will just say grants disadvantage on the target it hits. In the Pathfinder one, it's got an actual link to an effect that you can open and read what the effect does, and that makes every tooltip a little more complicated. So when you see them, you get confused, but at the end of the day, they all work the same as they do in D&D. It's just that there's a tooltip there because I don't make tooltips that someone else made for you to read and figure out what you're doing. It's really not that complicated.
No, it really wasn't. I had fun playing the Pathfinder Battle Royale. So that'd be fine if we had to switch over.
Yeah, but you also got the broken character too.
Oh.
Like after doing some research, like Slytherin was pretty broken.
It was fun.
Yeah,
I literally walked up to somebody and was like, I'm stabbing them.
We're talking about doing a mini campaign that's going to be like 4 or 5 sessions.
Yep.
Once I get my new computer, so I don't know who's going to be in it yet, but if you have time and you can definitely check it out because I want to test it because I plan on using it when one of these other campaigns ends. So I want to get a couple of test mini games in. Think of them like OVAs to an overarching story.
Okay.
That's basically what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
that could be interesting.
yeah, so I don't know all the details. I just know that this is getting kind of bad. A lot of companies are worried. A lot of people that make things are worried about it.
Well, it's the big schmucky schmucks over at Hasbro who's doing it.
Well, I mean the people that make content are really worried about it, and the hardcore D&D fans are being assholes and pretending like it isn't a problem, not understanding that a company doesn't go through this trouble unless it has a purpose. They got lawyers up the ass working on this. They're doing it for a reason, people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you need to fucking wake up and realize this.
Oh, yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, it's sad, but that's what it is, though. But yeah, and if you want to check us out on D&D, streaming live every other Saturday, not this Saturday, but the Saturday after this, we will be streaming live D&D again on the Wild Arms campaign. On
Bazinga's channel and on my channel.
Yes. So, yeah.
And hopefully it will be running much smoother when it comes time. This new computer should make it much easier for me to run all of this.
I don't know, it runs fairly well I've never had any problems with it.
No, dude, trust. The reason why is because I've cut back what I want to do.
Oh.
Like, you have. So, you got to look at it like this. First of all, my computer isn't good enough to run the game with 7 people in it with all the effects I want. But then Mitch's computer is not good enough to run any effects. So that slows stuff down too. Once I get my new computer and this one gets repaired and gets fixed and goes to him, then I'll be able to have rain effects, lightning effects, weather effects in the maps, along with spell effects, and we won't have the massive latency problem that I had before. I turned them off, so you don't see as many spell effects because it was causing, like, issues with lag.
Yeah. Oh, we actually forgot a topic, but that's right though. I'll get into the one game I wanted to talk about.
All right.
D&D's more important
Two games. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom are coming out in May. I can't wait for. Holy crap!
I'm actually looking forward to that.
I'm super excited for what do you call it, Street Fighter 6. I'm kind of disappointed because we weren't getting the mechanic I thought we were going to get. Because if people don't know, do you know the consistency of where the storyline goes in what order? It doesn't go.
No.
It doesn't go.
Dude,
in order.
nobody follows the storyline in Street Fighter, you tool.
It doesn't
You are
go-
the only one.
It doesn't go in order the way the games are. Okay. Street Fighter 6 is going to be the furthest in the storyline, but 3 is the one before this.
Okay.
So Street Fighter 3 was the one right before this, and that's the one. I love Street Fighter 3. I think Street Fighter 3 Third Strike was one of the best games ever made because of the the counter system.
Okay.
I was hoping they were going to bring that back, but they didn't completely. But they did finally add. They're adding a whole bunch more moves to main characters in Street Fighter 6 because it's at the end. It's at the end of the,
Ken and Ryu both fight differently now.
Yeah,
Apparently,
well,
they each
Ken's
have like 3 or 4 new moves.
yeah, because this is at the end of the timeline now. So where they're at their best. Ken is on the run from because he's been. There's a whole big scandal that came out that he was working with the mob and everything else, and he actually wasn't. So he's on the run.
No, he wears red. Everybody hates him because he's a Republican.
Oh my god. So yeah, he looks like a hobo in the game, but that's only because he's on the run.
Yeah, because only
And
hobos
they
look
brought
like that.
back. So the reason why they didn't have his like crazy super move in the other games was because Street Fighter 3 was at the end of the timeline, so they couldn't yet. So in Street Fighter 6, he's going to have his crazy super move, which is awesome.
Okay.
Which is like this
Yeah,
weird
it's not that
Tenkenjutsu.
important, Bazinga.
I don't know. I'm excited. And there's
People like Street Fighter because it's a community, dude. Like
yeah.
Street Fighter is not the deepest game in the world, fighting game in the world, and it's not the best fighting game anymore. But the FCG fighting game community,
yeah, the FCG, yeah.
the
FGC, yeah.
has kept Street Fighter alive and turned it into a phenomenon because people love these things like CEO, EVO Japan. People love this shit now. That's what keeps Street Fighter going. Like, Nate's psyched for the story, hooray for him. But everybody else is like, dude, I can't wait for all the changes because that's going to mean when I'm playing, it's going to be better. And whoever I'm watching is going to, it's like new shit I get to watch people pull off. I didn't know it was even possible.
Yeah. Well, it isn't
Because
confirmed.
you're watching pros do new shit.
It isn't confirmed yet, but it's supposedly almost confirmed that rollback should be on there from day one. Oh my god.
I hope so.
Holy
rollback.
shit. Okay, so when you're playing a game, so when you would know it in a first-person shooter, when you shoot somebody, you clearly shoot them, and then all of a sudden they shoot you and kill you, and you're like, I just shot them. Mm-hmm. That's bad netcode. If it was rollback in a shooter, it would actually compute properly to where the game would actually know, okay, that guy shot this guy first. With rollback netcode, it'll actually roll back so that when the characters are coming at each other, they know who hits who first, not just straight data.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing to remember is that fighting games are by far the hardest to netcode for
They are.
because of the split-second timing to
Yeah.
reaction for blocking and countering and stuff.
Yeah.
And rollback is basically the best thing to ever be invented for
Yeah.
those because before it, fighting online was ridiculously bad.
Yeah, which is why
And I should know. I worked my ass off to get extremely good in freaking Dead or Alive Online.
Oh,
Dead
yeah.
or Alive 2.
Oh yeah. Dead or Alive 2.
Dude, did I ever tell you I used to play with a guy?
That series is dead completely now.
Dude,
Oh,
did
wow.
I ever tell you that I used to play that game with a guy who at one point was on G4 TV on one of their a tournament they did for that game?
Who?
So it
I
must have
used to
sucked?
play that game with a guy who called himself Tom Brady. There was the guy was there
Oh.
was Tom Brady, there was Midnight, and there was a guy called Crazy Legs, and Crazy Legs played the old man. After like 4 years after that had come out on 360 and I had been playing it, and 360 was dead and I was on PlayStation, I saw them doing like a tournament on G4 TV, and the dude Crazy Legs was in the top 8 playing it.
Oh no shit.
And I was like, holy shit, I don't know if that's the guy, but Crazy Legs, playing drunken old man, that might be the guy.
Oh man.
Whatever happened to Tom Brady?
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's some exciting things going on. And obviously there's supposed to be new expansions actually coming out for Dragon Ball Fighter too, so it's gonna be a cool year. But that being said, this is the end of the gaming portion. As we move on to technology, we'd like to tell you about our sponsor. And if you're a fan of coffee, and I don't have any coffee today because I drank it before I got here, but I normally do. Well, I didn't have Deadly Grounds coffee, but I do actually have some more coming in the mail. But if you don't know who Deadly Grounds coffee are, here they are.
Because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating.
Can we talk?
It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Okay. And that is our lovely sponsor, Deadly Grounds Coffee. And go figure, we get a sponsor finally, and it has to be coffee. It's great. No, but we also have we are now part of the Dorkening Podcast Network. That's who got us our sponsor. That's who did all these wonderful things. They're a great group of guys that run the Dorkening Network. It was really cool when we first meet them. But the great thing is there's so many podcasts out there on the Dorkening Podcast Network that you can check out, that you can just listen to for the whole day. I mean, I know I listen to podcasts at work, but if you like, one of the great ones I just recently found on the Dorkening Podcast Network was the Tales from the Sewer, which is pretty cool. It's like Ninja Turtle stuff, which is kind of neat. And obviously there's some staples that we've been listening to for years, like Super Retro Throwback Reviews, Retro Doculus, and the Weekly Warp Pipe by Russ Lyman, which he mostly does on YouTube, but he does an audio version too. So if you haven't checked those out, go check out the Dorkening Podcast Network. You might find a podcast you like yourself.
And I'm Ron.
And we're the hosts of the Super Retro
Wait, you
Throwback
said
Reviews
sponsor.
audio
Where's my
podcast.
paycheck?
If you like to hear the latest pop culture news with some smart-ass commentary as well as the latest movie reviews, then check us out.
Not to mention, we are a multi-award nominated and now an award-winning podcast. So we're doing something right.
God knows how that happened.
So check us out on all major podcasts and distributors, and check out Super Retro Throwback Reviews on all social media platforms.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, the bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues, shabibans, tasty news,
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts.
or how to install a thermoplange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Redoctopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do. So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
Like me.
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Dorkening and Inebriar podcast networks, with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher,
Or any podcast player cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all things that make growing up awesome.
So anyway, so those are the couple podcasts you can check out. There's a bunch more over the Dorking Podcast Network, but if you're a fan of podcasts like myself, go check them out. There's a bunch there. As we move on to technology and pop culture, let's see what the heck everybody's been checking out for the beginning of the first week of 2023. There isn't a whole lot. There is some disturbing news in here and there, but that's what it is, though. What has everybody been checking out, though? I think we lost Grim.
No, I just don't watch TV really.
Oh.
Yeah.
And also, I'm on the phone with my lawyer because he said we got a sponsor, and I ain't seen no check yet.
We haven't either. So
Well, my lawyer says imaginary checks count too, so you guys owe me $222 million cut.
Oh, my God.
my bad.
No, let me see. I made Erin watch Demon Hunter, Demon Slayer,
Oh.
and she liked it, and I'm happy that she liked it. Next, I'm gonna make her watch the new Bleach, since that got dubbed right away. I have yet to watch the new episode of Vinland Saga because I don't want to. It's only one episode at a time.
Oh, you want to watch them all at once?
Well, is the whole thing?
Or
Well,
good chunk of them.
Is that real? Because I didn't even look into it completely. Is it?
No, that's 100% real, dude.
No. I mean, is it being released internationally, or is this a secondary release?
What do you mean secondary?
Like, for instance, like Vinland Saga, like I just downloaded the Japanese ones and put them on. Those are the ones on the server. If the Japanese ones are already out, I'll just get those in.
That's what it is. It's the Japanese subversion. They're simulcasting. Each
Okay.
episode's coming out each week.
That's what I mean. Simulcasting, yeah.
Yeah, on
Okay,
Netflix.
cool.
It's simulcast on Netflix.
Oh, cool. That's sweet then.
I guess it's their first time doing it or something, but yeah. So I'm just waiting like a month and then I'll watch them all.
Oh.
Anything else that me and Aaron watched the entirety of the Peripheral.
Peripheral is really
Ending
good.
was a little confusing.
Okay.
Because I didn't pay attention enough because I'm me. And
it's crazy because like I've been on the Reddit forums for that show ever since I watched the season because we're having a clash between the book readers and the TV show readers because the book's fairly different. And a lot of people are getting lost. And one of the big thing is the writer said, he's like, if I were to translate the book almost word for word into a script, people would be super confused. And he's right. The book it's not like Neil.
Here's the thing, Nate. I don't believe him, and I don't care because these writers take liberty all the time, and then they just say that every time as their go-to excuse. So I don't care what the director had to say. I will say, from my own point of view, that I enjoyed the show, except for the bald black chick and the funny-looking man-jaw guy. Those two are the most annoying characters in the world.
Oh.
Every other character's cool, but those two characters are goddamn stupid and annoying.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron started watching we watched the first 3 episodes of 1923.
1920. Oh wait, I did all
that
the
is the
yeah.
That is the mini series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch the one? Did you watch the one before that though?
No, we did not watch the one before that. This is the first one I watched.
Something?
Yeah, this is the first one I watched because I like the setting, and I am enjoying the hell out of this show.
Yeah,
like,
I want to.
I love the setting, dude. I keep watching it, and I'm like, can I just get a TV show based on this dude? I forget his name. The one the one that was in Africa.
I haven't watched it, so.
Well, Harrison Ford has multiple kids. One's in Africa, all right? And he's like a hunter in Africa. And I'm like, this setting is fucking great. Can I just have a TV show about this dude traveling around Africa, hunting lions and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a great setting. The cinematography is beautiful for the scenes. So we started watching that. We're enjoying that. And I also watched the first 4 episodes of Reacher, which I'm really enjoying too.
Oh, that was good. That was fun.
Yep. Yeah. Have you watched the Terminal List yet, dude?
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
That show was good. The only part that was hilarious was the part where he blew the mountain up because it felt so unrealistic.
Well, the funny part is when he fell down the mountain and TP'd he broke in half, and then he's just sitting there making a tent.
I'll give you that, but also that is accurate. That is accurate to the book.
Tony Camper and I were cracking up. We're like, this guy's like invincible. He literally broke in half, and he's just walking away from it.
Yeah, but the rest of the show was pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, it was fun. That was a season. I think they're making another season.
Yeah, there's more books. I've already read the first book, so I'm just waiting on the next book.
But Nate won't watch that because he doesn't like the actors.
I do not like Chris Pratt. I'm not a fan of that guy.
Let me guess. The news told you he was a dick, so you got to pretend he's a dick?
No, I just think he's a bad actor.
Well, that's wrong. That's fucking hilariously wrong.
This one was really good because he was really in the military.
He's an excellent actor. He would have been a great Indiana Jones, but we're probably gonna get that ugly bimbo as Indiana Jones after this one's over.
Mm-hmm.
And the Terminal List is an excellent show.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm excited to see the next season because of how good it was.
I want to see him break in half a couple more times and walk away from it.
Oh my god!
Like I said, that part's a little overboard.
The landslide.
But the rest of it's cool. When he shoots that dude, there's an entire chapter explaining. You know when he shoots the dude on the road that's coming at him. He's up on the mountain. There's an entire chapter explaining the detailed intricacies of how the sniper rifle works and how he aimed it, so that the bullet would hit the fucking target, and how it was designed so it would shatter on impact with bone, so it shattered throughout his entire body, making it impossible for him to live through it and shit. Like, they go through some detail on that shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing else.
You go first. I'm just checking to make sure this worked.
Oh, you make it. Oh, okay. Anyway,
it did. Okay, so I'll just go.
Okay.
So, well,
I'll go.
I want to make sure the audio was working. So I caught up with a few things. Like, I finished 1899. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a mind blow.
I was gonna watch that, but as soon as I heard they canceled it, I decided not to, because I don't want to get into it and then, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. The way it ended, you could treat it as it was an ending.
Well, yeah, it could be treated as an ending. Like I said,
it's not.
Like I said, for me watching that show after the first episode, we knew what they were in. But then they kept on giving kind of red herrings, going, "Oh, maybe they're not, maybe they're not, maybe they're not, maybe they're not."
Yeah.
And then by the fifth episode, I was like, "No, they are in. They're definitely in one. There's no way they're not."
Yeah.
What are they in? What are they in?
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
I'm not gonna watch it, dude, because they canceled it.
So I'll let everybody listen to this podcast. So this is about to be a spoiler for the show 1899. If you want to skip ahead on the podcast, you're more than welcome to. I completely understand that, but this is spoiler. This is your warning. 3, 2, 1. So in 1899, they are in a simulation.
I do that right away. You started counting down. I was like, yep.
There's a clue right in the very first scene when she's getting her food. When they're at the table, when they're in the big hall getting dinner. If you watch when the girl goes to sip her tea, it gives a wide shot. Every single person
sips it at the same
time. And I'm like, they're NPCs.
Yeah.
I was like, they're NPCs. And then obviously the big giveaway, the second episode shows them watching on monitors. I'm like, okay, they're in a simulation. And then after they moved the ship, and then the fifth one, where it showed the other world, like the other part of it, I was like, okay, yeah, they're definitely in a simulation. Only thing I didn't know is that was a simulation within a simulation, but that's a whole nother thing. But I loved, so that end scene, like the end scene, I didn't look up who the creator for the set was. It was either inspired or they got him to help. The creator of the Alien sets.
Okay.
Which was inspired by H.R. Geiger's work, who actually originally did work.
That's a freaking amazing.
Yeah, the H.R. Geiger is easily my favorite artist, like, of all time. He's amazing. But yeah, the I saw that when the screen turned, I was like, are we watching Aliens? What's going on here? The set was so different.
That's what the Matrix should be. Like, it reminded me of the Matrix, because they're all in their little pods and they're going through a simulate.
Yeah, but the set design was more like, I'm like, are the aliens gonna show up now?
Yeah, I knew something. And the fact wasn't going right because they kept like going into chambers and ending up in like a big world.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of time because it makes you wonder if it was like slightly inspired, like some things were from Aliens, like Prometheus was distinctly inspired by like the ship in the first Aliens that was destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot.
Prometheus was so bad, huh?
So I watched that. I watched there's this game. What the hell was it called? The Recruit.
Oh yeah.
And basically, it's like a CIA guy. He's a lawyer, a CIA lawyer, to like say they get things in the mail and they're like, hey, I'm gonna release this information. I think he's got to look into that and other lawyer stuff. But he ends up being like in the middle of all these gunfights and shit because that's realistic. But whatever. But it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But then the last episode happened. I was like, oh shit, this cliffhanger. And then I went, oh shit, I'm watching Netflix. It's gonna get canceled.
Yep.
Netflix sucks. Netflix really does suck.
They put out great shows and then they cancel them.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about it. Keep in mind, it's probably not on purpose. It's probably people aren't watching them.
Oh no! Well,
no. Like for instance, like 1899 was canceled, and like because I follow the director on every social media, he put up the numbers on his social media, the numbers they were getting, and they were ahead of every single show on Netflix. Every single show.
Dude, it's not about just being ahead. It's about the numbers versus the cost to make the show. Look, I hate to break it to you because people live in this freaking delusion. The people on Netflix are not going, oh, we have a hit on our hands, let's cancel it. That's not how it works.
No.
If they're canceling the show,
There's
it's because it cost them too much money to make and didn't make the money. It's not making the money back.
And they want to spend it on something else.
What?
Or they want to spend it on like another show.
Yeah.
But
Something else they think is going to be successful in comparison to what isn't.
Well, do you know what Netflix is rolling out right now?
What?
They're disabling password sharing.
See, I don't know how that works when you.
So the way it's going to work, it's happened already. When you get a notification on your Netflix account and telling you to select a primary device, you select that primary device, and that is the only device you can use your Netflix on.
Yeah, but what about the one where you pay the extra to have multiple accounts?
Yeah, so if you pay the extra multiple accounts, like I think they said you can, the new subscriptions, the way it's going to work is you can have up to 3, but it's going to be fairly expensive to get 3.
I don't know, because right now we do it and we have like 5.
Yeah, no, so do we. So we share like our Netflix accounts. We share with her dad, and then like vice versa. We share our Hulu account, kind of thing.
But how does that work if you go out of town or use a VPN?
You can't. You have to log in. You have to authenticate with your primary device.
So you won't be able to use a VPN anymore.
No.
See, I don't know if that's legal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So.
Good news is it doesn't matter because I don't watch them on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I watched that. I watched that Pale Blue Eyes.
Pale Blue Eyes. I don't know.
The Pale Blue Eye. It's
I don't know what that is.
It came out on Netflix. It's one of the guys from Harry Potter plays Edgar Allan Poe.
Ooh, that could be cool. I have to watch that.
It was. Bleh.
Oh, it was below.
You'll love it. You'll say it's the best fucking movie ever made.
Yeah, because you're Nate and your opinion on everything is terrible.
Oh.
It's got that dark, shitty atmosphere.
Okay.
But yeah, it's about murder and stuff. What's his name? Who played Batman was in it. He was the main character there.
There's a lot of people that play Batman.
Not Ben Affleck.
The man who played fake Batman.
Patterson?
No, not him.
The fact that you said that proves that I'm right.
Oh my God. Anyway.
You knew who I was talking about when I said fake Batman.
No, the one before that.
What's his face? The guy who was in Equilibrium.
Yeah, him. Well, whatever his name is, he was in it.
Yeah.
But it was okay. It wasn't. It was like a murder mystery. It was interesting.
That's gonna be cool. I still have to watch Glass Onion. Oh my God, I need to watch Glass Onion.
Yeah, I don't care about that crap.
Oh my God.
Knives Out was one of for the new Daredevil anymore. I'm starting to worry about that.
Absolutely one of the best movies ever made. And then like I've been waiting like
it wasn't. Jesus Christ, man, but, stop.
In National Treasure, it's okay. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
No, God, no.
It's good. I like it.
No,
it feels just like the old one.
If it doesn't have Nicolas Cage in it, no.
Well, Nicolas Cage
I don't
probably
care if
wanted
they
too
were
much
like
money.
He's busy playing Dracula, which we're going to cover at the end of this episode.
What excuse they gave you because they're lying to you, Bazinga.
I don't know.
They could say they went to Nicolas Cage and he was like, he wanted too much money. They're lying. They wanted to base it in diversity check marks, which is why you got a female lead. Is she a Gates?
No.
So they didn't have the respect to do that, but also if they did, they'd still be hypocrites.
But
like
they do have
his daughter or
the other guy
sister
was
or
in
something.
It. The other guy was in it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I don't know.
No, they should. This is what I mean by bad, lazy writing. Because what they should have done was go, Nick, we'd like to get you for like 2 episodes, and we'll tell a story of you, an apprentice you've been training for a while, and you get killed, and she continues on the legacy. That would actually help. I would still be mad, but at least I'd understand, like, oh, they're trying to pass the torch. They're not even trying to pass the torch. They're just like, we're just taking it. He doesn't exist.
Yeah. But like, he's not like, he doesn't actually cost a whole, like, he costs a lot to get.
He still has to pay off his debt, right?
He still has to pay his debt.
He's Nick Cage, dude. He'll do it for a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
Have you seen Bald in Wonderland or whatever the heck it's called?
Yeah. No, it's true. Like, but the thing is though, if you watch interviews outside of that, he's actually fairly wholesome. He's like, it's cool because I have a cool opportunity to check out and like do these roles I never would have done. And he's doing a lot of other roles where he's not getting a whole lot of money, but it's fun roles he's playing, like the pig and stuff.
I do have a quick question since we're talking TV. Is anybody going to check out the Last of Us show?
Supposedly, it's like
I am going to check. I am definitely going to check it out, obviously. But
it starts
whether I like it, I don't know. Supposedly, it's considered a condensed story, so they're going to cut out a lot. But
again, see, that's what I'm talking. What is you don't? How do you
That's what they said. They said it's a condensed story.
But that's what I'm talking about. These people are so fucking stupid. There's only 2 Last of Us games. There may be a third one. They're working on a third one.
Yeah.
So that means that if they do, they could probably do 4 seasons on the first 2 games.
Yeah.
So why do you need to condense it? I've played Last of Us. It's a 15-hour game. It doesn't need to be condensed at all. This is what I mean by these lazy writers. They claim condensed, but what they mean is we cut stuff so we can do stuff we want. Because if you think about that game, you have Joel meeting Ellie, them escaping the city, them meeting up with her brother, them going to the dam, them showing up at the museum, her getting kidnapped, and then them arriving at the Firefly camp. You could do that in 8 fucking episodes, people. You don't need to cut anything.
Yeah, supposedly they're covering the whole first game, but it's going to be condensed. They said so.
HBO's The Last of Us stays true to the game and hits just as hard.
No, we'll see.
All I'm saying is I cannot believe that they would even they can't go. Well, we don't really need to condense much because if you look at the story beats of that game, we could fit all of that into the 8-season thing. Like, it's the laziest bullshit in the world. I'm so tired of it.
Well, it's like the Shenmue series. They put the first game in the first series.
Did they condense anything?
No, it was like watching the game. The only thing
exactly.
I didn't have to watch hours of forklift driving.
Yeah, if you pay attention at all, you don't have to condense these games. You could do a like The Witcher.
Actually, it was the first. 3. It was the first 2 games were in the first season.
You could do The Witcher 3 in one season too if you just pay attention to the main story.
Or maybe it was 2 seasons. I don't know. Whatever.
You know where the arcs are. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what you need to cover. The idea that they have to cut from a game that's 10 hours long, it just shows that these people wanted to do their own shit because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's sad.
All right.
But anyway, so one show I've been checking out, it's actually fairly decent. It's called Kindred. So far, I've watched like the first 4 episodes. It's actually really interesting. And it loosely kind of involves time travel in a way, but it's kind of interesting. And there's like this, she has like this kind of like a male character where he's kind of doofy in a way.
Of course, male character has to be an embarrassment.
Well, no, he does remind me, no offense to you because you're an older millennial, but the younger millennials he reminds me of.
Yeah, because they make male characters an embarrassment.
No, like he literally reminds me.
Prop up the female characters.
He literally reminds me of people I've worked with, like
yes,
to a
Nate,
T.
Because for the past 20 years they have made male characters doofy idiots to play up the female characters, and now the teenagers and young adult men are doofy idiots because they've been influenced by the TV they watch.
Yeah.
Have you watched Kaleidoscope?
No, I need to watch that.
I don't
understand. Did you ever watch Arcane, or should I just punch you in the face?
Yeah, Arcane was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, Kaleidoscope. Supposedly, I really need to watch that, and the episodes are not in order. No matter every time you watch it, and everybody that watched it, the episodes are in different order.
Yeah, that's what
which is really
that's
cool.
what it says. I'm like, is that true? I'm completely lost in the whole show.
And I think it's gonna be the first time Esposito plays a good guy, which is interesting. But
yeah.
He never plays a good guy. But no, at Kindred, it's really neat. Like, it's spontaneous to her. Like, she just boom, and she's in like 1835 on a plantation.
Know nothing about this.
And it's like, whoa, what? Where am I? And it's really bizarre. And then there's like the neighbors are really nosy. She has because she just moved to this house in L.A. And the neighbors, I swear, every time I see them come on screen, remind me of the Marcys from Married with Children. I'm like, and they're just as nosy and bad. And it's too funny. Because you got this really nosy like chick who's like, oh, but things are happening over there. And then the guy who's like kind of like a vitamin D type guy. He's like, oh, it's fine. But yeah, it's too amusing though.
All right,
I really like the show. Anyway, so let's get into this first topic. So George Holtz wants to make driving chill with next-gen Coma 3 hands-free driving assist. If you don't know who George Holtz is, he actually he was one of the first ones to hack an iPhone, jailbreak an iPhone as well. And he was one of the main people doing it for years. And then Apple sued him because they found out who he was because he was dumb and made himself public. But they sued him, and then he had to agree never to jailbreak another iPhone. And that was it. which is fine. But now he was working for the main corporation, the main part of Tesla that was making the software. And he recently fired himself as CEO. Basically to give himself more creative control. So he could go and work more on the actual hands-on with the code and stuff.
Versus being a guy that sits back and watches.
Yeah, exactly. So he's working on Coma 3.
Is it Coma or is it Comma?
Coma 3, whatever else, Comma, yeah.
He's working on his third coma.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So, yeah. And obviously
Heavy drinking, dude.
So, and the idea is that this is actually going to be able to plug into any other smart car. Possibly.
What's going to make it autopilot?
It will make it autopilot, but it also, at the least, it's going to make basically it comes down to the cameras and the software he wrote for the cameras and stuff that allow for basically scanning lanes and everything else as you're driving. It's a lot more precise. The accuracy is way up there because you want to improve like vastly over Comma 2, which there are some problems with here and there. And the one thing they changed is that in this one, it can connect to GPS to look at where you are, but it's not relying on it. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because one of the problems from the other versions, it was relying on the GPS, and say if like the actual city, town, or construction was going on, it might not be always noticing. It would notice it too late. So what it prioritizes is it prioritizes the cameras and the sensors first, so that when you're driving, it actually takes that data and goes, okay, this is actually what's in front of me compared to what's actually showing online. So I have to follow what's in the road first and go accordingly from there to see where I am. It didn't say in this article, but it sounded like the way he made it sound like it actually can read street signs and stuff too, which is kind of cool. Especially with like the changes that come on, like for instance, like on our own highways recently, because they're changing it from the federal mandate to change all highways to mile markers instead of exit numbers. Which it still confuses me every time I drive 95.
Yeah.
Like I see exit 7 and it's actually exit 3, but I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, it's just a matter of getting used to it. And those things obviously could screw up.
Like I say, day to day, the only thing they need to develop these things in like a snow climate. Once they do that, then they can figure out how this AI driving will work, because it can't figure out snow.
Well, do you see that guy that's getting sued because his Tesla drove off the road?
Yeah,
with his kids in it.
Oh, jeez.
And he tried to claim the AI did it.
Oh.
They analyzed the data. There was actually a camera nearby watching the car too. They could see he was actually in the driver's seat. And they showed the program never made that turn. He physically did it.
Oh.
So he completely lied and tried to say the car drove himself off the road. Just to try to sue Tesla.
Well, I saw this other thing where a cop was trying to sue somebody give somebody a ticket or a citation for
a smart car.
No, not driving their car with the correct wheel attire or something like that. And I'm like, and everybody's like, yeah, they should have chains on. I'm like, we're not. It's against the law here to have chains on.
Yeah,
our
you
tires.
can't have chains around.
I guess in some states you can still have chains.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
because the reason why most states have outlawed it because it tears up the pavement.
Oh yeah, it destroys it. That's why you can't really have dirt bikes.
Yeah. And they're not going to pay to redo their streets.
Yeah.
That's way more expensive than just telling you.
Yeah, but let's be real. They don't pay to redo their streets anyway.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying though. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. They redid mine, which is great now.
Well, yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Took a while, but.
Yeah, well, it was a disaster when they were doing it. I got stuck in between two groups doing the road.
Okay, I yelled at the cops. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Because I drove past one, he let me by, and I couldn't get past the next one. And I'm like, I just came past one. Well, you can't go this way. Well, that one I can't get past either. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
You're gonna fuck off and like it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's about time for me to go.
All right.
I gotta eat and get ready for crash.
So yeah, I think this is promising. The fact that the main coder didn't go ahead and take the CEO job and just go, he stayed as he stepped down and wanted to be just the coder, so the code actually works, so it actually runs right.
Basically, the whole if no one else can do it right, I have to do it.
Well, yeah, he is the brains. He's the one it's his corporation.
Yeah.
So he's the one behind it. Like, why do you have it? You can hire other coders, but you're the brains behind the operation. You should be running the code. But that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing, though. The people that want to be CEOs are just lazy fucks. So
They just that's the problem with like everything in general. Like right now, like with everybody, like the rate of pay everybody gets and stuff like that. It's the CEOs are making so much money.
Oh yeah,
all the higher ups are making way too much money.
Oh yeah.
The greed is like it's actually starting. It's really sickening.
Yeah, and their paycheck does not justify their job at all.
No, it doesn't.
Not even close.
Yeah. Like I understand. So I understand you worked. I'm not saying depending on what they are, but like you worked your way up to get that high and to get that high of a position, yada yada yada. But nobody needs $300 million. All at once. If you say it's just, I don't know, it's a little ridiculous.
Well, the thing, okay, so this is their justification. So a lot of people get promoted because, they thought of this brilliant idea, so we're going to promote them. Okay, what makes you, but you're taking them out of the environment where they thought of that brilliant idea. Why don't you keep them in that environment?
Yeah.
And just pay them a little more.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. You don't need a big CEO.
Like I understand like a few million, but like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I don't
know, when they could be just paying everybody better or lowering prices somehow. They're figuring out a way to fix the economy versus just taking all the money.
Okay, so a lot of the prices, goes back and forth. So they're raising prices because they're paying their workers more. But what they could easily do is not raise their prices and pay their board people and stuff and their CEOs a lot less.
Yeah.
And all the prices could be lowered. Boom.
Something. I'm sure there's an idea that somebody can come up with.
Yeah.
To not make their eggs $7 a dozen.
Yeah.
Like it's there was a little like a TikTok video of this guy dancing about that his bacon is less than his dozen eggs.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
And bacon's expensive.
Yeah, bacon's expensive. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Anyway, so the petite, the DJI RS3 Mini could be all you need to stabilize your full frame cameras. So it's like a smaller gimbal, which is kind of cool, and it actually weighs less. I forget how much less it weighs than the other one. So and it involves it's 4.4 pounds in weight, which is actually really not bad at all. It can support cameras up to 4.4 pounds.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that heavy.
No. Has provided a full list of supported configurations of its own website. Canon EOS RF R5s equipped with RF 240, 70mm f2.8 stops, lenses, Sony Alpha S7 S3 with a 24/7mm and a f2.28 0.8.
It's
GM
funny
lens.
because I'm watching this video and it's like the gimbal walk. The steady cam walk.
Yeah. Without what do you call it? Yeah. So claims that the RS3 Mini can stabilize extending zoom lenses without the need to rebalance, which is kind of cool. You won't have to recalibrate.
That's the thing that depresses. So I've spent a lot of money on camera stuff that we don't use anymore.
Well, you have a gimbal.
I have a gimbal. I got a good deal for it. I had a bunch of Best Buy bucks or whatever.
Yeah.
But we've never used it because it's such a pain in the ass to set up. Like you gotta do the what do you gotta calibrate it for the weight distribution depending on the lens, or it'll just go. It's a pain in the ass. It's a real pain in the ass to use. It's really nice. It's cool to have, but I've never.
I think it's a matter of getting used to it and like doing it over and over again. Then you get used to the.
Yeah. But we haven't really done anything where we would need it. I'm not gonna like bring that to a convention or something like that. It's just
it's not. Yeah.
Too cumbersome.
Yeah.
But I'd like to use it if anybody wants to help us make a what do you call it? An ambitious series. We'll use the gimbal.
Yeah, we have a gimbal.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's a pain in the butt to use if you don't use it all the time.
Yeah, right now we just use our tripod and we just stabilize and post for the most part.
Yeah,
which works out sometimes. Mm-hmm. The DJI RS3 Mini is available now for $369. It may that's pretty quite a bit.
That's cheaper than normal. Usually they're like $4 or $5. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, the $549.
Yeah.
And the RS3 Pro $869.
That's crazy. Yeah.
For $869, that thing better be butter smooth.
I don't know. I think it just holds more weight, right? What else does it do?
Yeah, I know that, but like for $830, like you're paying that much money for just a stabilizer, it better run freaking perfect.
Yeah. There's another one that another company makes that is a lot cooler than this. Like this one has like parts that you do it to hold it differently, but the other one it's like a ZUN or something like that. The company that makes the one I make, it's really cool. It's got like this other like handle that's attached to it where you can hold it like this way and go low.
Oh, that's kind of useful.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Huh. Interesting. So, okay. OS3. Here we are. So, CES. Some of the top stories out of CES as far as tech goes. So, where was this? Scroll down.
Yeah, it's called a Weeble.
The Weeble mounts. Yeah, I have seen those.
And then they made this the new one that's called a Crane. But like, look at that, crazy.
Holy shit! Yeah, it has a big old like.
I also have a cell phone gimbal too. Remember?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a bunch of shit.
I'm sure the cell phone ones are a lot easier to set up. Like it's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So
what's this? Why
CES matters?
Yeah, this isn't showing tech, is it? Is it showing?
It's kind of like what about CES kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
It makes, like, for instance, like Matter should make obviously smartphones easier to set up, smaller, use a roll run. The Big Four turned out a Matter supported for their platforms by Amazon approach.
Is it company Matter?
Yeah,
Matter.
Okay. Has been done in piecemeal, and Apple support onboarding devices and Matter on iOS. And like for instance, like right here, we have a little home device, the Matter controller gadget that will help people, and Matter compatibility devices to basically to their smartphone to get things running. And this person has like a whole bunch. That whole they have two smart, they have a little shelf. That's kind of cool. Matter updates coming to existing products. So Amazon will be update to Echo 4th Gen smart speakers to be the thread of the border of the whatever I'll call it. Border router this spring. Well, we'll see. I thought that 4th Gen. What is that in the 4th Gen?
Thread border router.
Oh, they're in the 4th. Anyway, that was on 5th Gen. Anyway, and will expand its Matter support to more devices, including thermostats, blinds, and sensors, in addition to light bulbs, plug switches, and all other remaining compatible Eero and Echo devices. As long as they're not grabbing all your data, like they found that that was covered on Last Tech Tips on their podcast. The thermostats were like really grabbing like all the data from the in and out data coming from the server and sending it back.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And they had a big disclosure like on their website. Oh, we don't touch data at all. Get our devices because we're completely.
Oh, I'm sure my light bulbs are setting shit.
You don't have to worry.
Yeah, everything.
I remember when I set up my Pi hole.
Excuse me?
So I remember when I set up my Pi hole and turned it on, it grabbed a shit ton of shit. And I looked at where it was coming from. It was coming from smart devices.
Oh, wow.
So all this crazy telemetry and shit that was coming from the smart devices that was getting sent to some of us I've never even heard of, like just random websites. I'm like, what are these websites? But obviously, once I have the Pi hole running, that didn't happen anymore. My smart devices cannot send the data back out, so to anything but Amazon. So yeah, you have to keep a lookout for that. And if you don't know what Pi hole is, just research it on YouTube. It's fairly easy to set up if you have a Raspberry Pi. Livington announced the Matter support for their entire lineup of Wi-Fi light switches and plugs via the firmware upgrade this year.
I see we have Roku lights now.
Yeah, there's Roku lights now. Yeah, there's one of the names that have been around for a while. And then we have Locky announced the Flex Touch Pro to retrofit your door lock, which is kind of cool. There's so many smart door locks now. This one is obviously a fingerprint reader, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Twinkly of the smart holiday lights. Fame announced this new entertainment of mirroring app. The Entertainment Hub desktop app lets you sync visuals and audio to any twinkly lights, basically, which is kind of cool. I guess you could actually make your own like weird like colors around your house syncing to your other devices.
I'd like to put the LEDs around the ceiling, but they're a pain in the ass. If they I wish they would come up with something that would be easier than sticking it. I don't want to stick everything to the wall.
Well, ours are not like we have one whole wall in our bedroom that's LEDs, but they're not. They're those tiny little nail-in hooks, and then I just hook the LED into it.
Because I'd like to, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Having bunch of.
And then they're powered by our Alexa, which we can tell them turn on and off.
Yeah,
so.
I'd like some RGB light strips along the ceiling in here. That'd be kind of neat. I've been watching a lot of other channels to see what their setups are.
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad we used our fucking green screen now. That's great.
Yeah, we use Eve announced the Matter's enabled Thread products will arrive on March 28th. The Eve door and window contact sensors, which is kind of like little sensors to set off your like motion detection and stuff like that, which is kind of cool, along with your blinds as well. So if someone's trying to break into your house, you can get an alert on your phone.
Yeah. I still want to get a doorbell one, but I don't have a. It's got to be a wireless one, and then I got to change the
battery and everything else. Yeah, unless you wire it into the door.
Yeah, because I don't. My doorbell's a battery powered. I thought it was a solid one. I thought it was a hard line, but it wasn't.
No. So lock manufacturer Yale confirmed that the Thread module has received Matter certification and should be coming soon. You can sign up for their notification. Yeah, they can unlock. The Yeelight cubes. What the heck is this? The Yeelight cubes are modular smart lights that will support Matter, and they're kind of just little stackable lights. That's kind of cool. You can put them around for ambient lighting.
Just hit this when you go to the next one.
Okay.
I got a bathroom.
So smart lighting manufacturer Yeelight announced its new Cube smart lamp with Matter support, and will all new products for the Yeelight Pro Smart Lighting Series, which will support Matter with an overall over-the-air update before Q2 2023. Yeelight also announced an automatic curtain opener, which is really cool, which won't be out on launch anyway. The new Matter device announced is at CES. The Aqua, the smart home, will update to support Matter this month. Unveiled the new presence of sensor FPT is $60. The Q2, the T1 LED light strip, and a U100 smart door lock for $160. A little price. So, and also in Q2, the company also showed off the G4 video doorbell for $120, coming out in February. Also have Nanoleaf announce its first Thread-based smart switches, which will be Matter compatible, the Sense Plus smart light and the Sense Plus smart wireless light switch. So it's really cool. A lot of ways to make your house smart, but like I said, just make sure like when you're doing these things, like for instance, I have like the Pi hole, so nothing else can connect to my smart devices like without kind of permission. Not even that it has permission. It just kicks them out. For the most part, it's kind of like a little security. It routes out traffic going to your router, which is good, and it keeps things away. And it's a great like cheap way to do it, especially if you have a Raspberry Pi laying around. They're a really great way to just keep an extra security layer on your home network, especially with these smart devices where we don't know where they're sending data to. GE Lighting also confirmed they will be producing a Matter compatible A19 Sync full color direct connect smart bulbs and Sync indoor smart plugs later this year. So they've been making them for a little while. TP-Link announced it will release a Matter enabled TAPO 100 P125 meter mini smart plug, which is kind of cool. Smart plugs are getting smaller and better, I think, in my opinion. I have a bunch around the house now, so you can turn things on and off without just telling Alexa, hey. So the new Matter controllers that launched at CES, Matter controllers are required to onboard control your smart home devices in Matter. There are already a lot of Matter controllers out there, including the 17 of Amazon's Echo devices. So that's kind of cool. Apple's HomePad Mini and Apple TV line, and Google's NetHub smart display and Nest speakers. Some Matter controllers are also Thread-board routers and can onboard Thread devices to Matter, other work over, and Wi-Fi. Yeah, so Samsung, was all in on Matter at CES with nearly an entire booth dedicated to smart things, which is crazy. A lot, like there's like, you can go on, but it basically comes down to the one of the big highlights at CES was the smart home thing. Matter is kind of like the overall reaching one that creates a lot of this stuff and a lot of the software and stuff. Like for instance, like they're ones that help with the echoes and everything else and all the other smart stuff. The GE lights, the anything smart pretty much around your house.
So they're all
matters involved in it in some way or another. They're a big smart home like component in the whole thing. So
like I so a long time ago, back in the day, I was always, well, let's just say this. I thought the Echoes and the Google things were stupid. Because I thought they were just, Siri devices.
all right.
And I could do that all with my phone. If I ever, hey, specific company, what time is it? What's the weather out? What's this? I don't need that for the Google things and the Echoes.
Yeah.
That's stupid. But then when you go deeper and you realize, oh, I can use that to turn my lights on. I can use it to unlock my door. Stuff like that. All the smart devices like that. Then it opened a whole new world for me. Just like a lot of this studio is smart run.
Yes, exactly.
So it definitely changed my outlook on it.
Well, yeah, but you realize the convenience, like it's weird to me to hit a switch now. It really is strange.
Yeah. And then you have to yell at everybody else not to touch the switch.
Yeah. And like, for instance, like I walk in the house with groceries in my hand, I'm not going to, like, kidding. I'd have to put down the groceries, then hit the switch, then pick the groceries back up when I can just literally, as I'm walking in, Alexa, turn on the lights.
Yeah.
Boom. It's done. And it's on. So, and plus, like obviously there's a lot more smart devices now. Like we have cameras around our house that are linked to smart devices. So when we're away, wherever we're away at, we can actually tap into those cameras, make sure no one's breaking in, make sure the animals are okay, kind of thing. And it's more of a insurance.
But it's more of an addiction for him.
Yeah.
Because it's like every 10 minutes. I was talking to Tony Camper about this yesterday on
the cats.
on your intervention we're planning for checking your cats. It's literally, we went on our convention and literally, I swear to God, every 10 minutes, they were like, what are you doing? Oh, you're checking on the cats? I'm like, are you kidding me? You just checked on them. Like, literally 5 minutes ago.
They might do something silly though.
But,
you never know.
They might they jumped. I'm like, okay, woo!
They might do something silly. You never know.
I'm like, what did you do before this?
But no, smart devices are super useful. And they're getting better and better. Like, for instance, like when I'm cooking, we have an Alexa that's on the coffee table, on the kitchen table. And usually, obviously, my hands are tied. I'm not going to wash them hands back off. I can say, hey, Alexa, play such and such, whatever music, and it can just start playing while I'm cooking, which is nice. I don't have to rewash my hands, look up the little song, start it playing, all that shit. I don't have to do any of that.
I've got two Google, whatever the hell are our little guys.
Yep.
And then I got a screen one next to my TV.
Yeah.
And it will like show the weather on the screen and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, they're super useful.
Yeah.
That's like the one that's on our kitchen table when we first walk in. It's an Echo Show, so it shows like the current weather and stuff like that.
And like mine, I can connect it to my surround sound system.
Yep.
Because it's got that ability. But I don't know. I want to get some cameras, but I'm not too concerned about I want outside cameras.
Oh yeah.
So, because I have one at the window, but you can't see outside because of the reflection. Because the night vision LED blinds it.
So next topic here, aside from smart devices, we have a couple stories, and one's another D&D story. They're showing they're getting their hands on everything. Anyway, so Nicolas Cage revealed how much screen time Dracula has in Renfield. This looks like a good movie.
It looks funny.
It looks really funny.
I saw the trailer for it yesterday.
Yeah. And it just looks. He doesn't have a whole lot of screen time in the movie, like he says. But he has, like, obviously the movie is mostly, what's his name, Nick Holt. The movie is mostly Nick Holt, and it seems like he does a great job. Like, I love he's like at a support group and he's describing like his boss, which is Nicolas Cage, and they just think he's talking about a horrible boss, and they're like, oh, I can relate, and he's like, really? What do you mean?
Oh, that's the name of the actress. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it's the guy from he was Beast.
Oh yeah,
in the newer or the older X-Men movies, the new old Days of Future Past and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's what I know him from.
Yeah. No, it's just terrible movies. That's why.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm excited to see this. Like Nicolas Cage, like he seems like, and we only see him as Dracula for like a good, like not even a couple seconds in the trailer.
Yeah,
it's really quick.
He shows up to the AA meeting. Or
yeah.
whatever.
So yeah, but I love like the quirkiness of it. Like, oh, you had me get me this, and they just think he's just some terrible boss. It's like, no, he's a vampire, and so is the guy you're talking to.
Yeah, he's a vampire too.
Yeah,
something. His eyes turn.
Yeah, he is actually a vampire. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited to see this movie because it seems just like a fun movie to watch.
It reminds me of what? Twice Bitten? Once
Twice Bitten. Oh yeah, what was that? Jim Carrey and what's his face?
Like
Goldblum.
Goldberg?
Yeah, what the hell's his name is?
I don't know. It was a long time ago. Long freaking time ago.
Is it Goldblum?
I don't think so.
The guy from Jurassic Park. It was Jim Carrey, I think him. I don't remember the whole cast.
1985. Jim Carrey. No.
No Jeff Goldblum?
No.
Oh, why do I think Jeff Goldblum was in that?
I don't know. I do not know.
Another universe. Jeff Goldblum is in that. Anyway.
Yeah. Because in the vampire was a woman.
Yeah, it was a woman.
And it played that sunglasses song over
and
over again.
I wear my sunglasses.
Yep.
That was a great song. That is a great song, I should say.
Yeah.
Anyway. So this last topic, too bad Grimm's not here.
Of course not.
So anyway, D&D live action series headed to Paramount. And
Can't they get the movie out first?
The movie is coming out in what, March?
Is that soon?
I think it's March. Paramount is rolling the dice. Nice way to phrase this. On the Dungeons and Dragons.
It says rolling for initiative, right here.
Where?
Paramount was rolling out for initiative.
Oh, it does at the top. At the top, yeah. Yeah, for the initiative, yeah. Episode straight to series order for a live action TV series, according to the report from Deadline. Russ and Marshall Thurber will write and direct the episodes of the series. The project has yet in development for some time, as Thumber was attached to a project already last year. E1, the entertainment distributor owned by Dungeons and Dragons corporate parent Hasbro, shopped the project announced before landing at Paramount Plus. It will be their second collaboration on D&D, obviously this year, with the Hero Among Thieves film coming out from being produced by Paramount, coming out later this year.
You know how you can get Paramount Plus, right?
Yes, I know to get Paramount Plus. Oh my god. I don't know. That's another movie that just looks like it's going to be fun to watch, is the D&D movie.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of Chris Pine, so yeah. So it looks like it's going to be good. It could be fun. It's not going to be, sure, they're going to have their own tropes, but there's been so many D&D movies, and there's been more than a few D&D movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look this
There
up.
was one with the Wayans brothers. One of the Wayans brothers.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that was the new one.
There's also been like a handful of like independent filmmakers that have made one, which is funny because the independent filmmakers have stuck true to the exact game mechanics and stuff when doing the movies and stuff that they did, but the movies didn't have as high of a budget, so they didn't do as well. But then the Hollywood people just kind of do their own thing and they break the rules here and there. So it's like, yeah, well, what do you want? Do you want higher budget? Or do you want? It's like
Dungeons and Dragons, Wrath of the Dragon God.
Yeah, there's a few.
And Dungeons and Dragons 3.
Yeah, there's one with Wayne. One of them had one of the Wayans brothers in it.
Huh.
I can't remember which one. But yeah, there's been more than a few. But this one definitely looks like the highest budget though out of all of them though. This one coming out, Honor of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Honor Amongst Thieves, I should say. So this could be cool. A TV series could be neat, but I don't know if they're going to continue, because it seems like if Paramount bought into this, they're going to want it to vibe with the movie that's coming out. So it's probably going to be in the same universe, or the same story within that same universe, or takes characters that are in that movie and has them, or side characters that are in the movie that now have their own show, or vice versa. Most likely. So which could be pretty cool, depending. But like I said, like we were talking about earlier, like it does seem like the owners, like Hasbro, is really like, well, people like D&D now, so well, they're making content that's well, it's their content, but they're making it from our content, so we need to charge them. Like, people, you don't need to get green corporate greed. Just let it be what it is. If you want to make a movie, you want to make a TV show, sure, go for it. You want to make action figures, go for it. But don't change and just take away what people have loved for years and love doing for years. It's just stupid. Like, you're corporate, you're not going to get that much more from people. And if anything, you're going to alienate your own fan base and could kill it.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know who's making the decisions up there, but you're doing it just to get a paycheck, and then you're going to leave, which means you probably shouldn't have your job to begin with, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see the D&D movie. I think it'll be cool to watch, and it'd be really cool to watch a TV show. I'm just not a fan of what they are doing, and if that means that these things wouldn't have happened without doing them other things, that's fine. Because if it's corporate greed that's funding these things, it's not really worth it in the end anyway.
Marlon Wayans was in the first Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, he was?
2000.
Okay. I knew he was on one of them. I just can't remember when. So, yeah. But, yeah. No, it's definitely, it can be cool. And we'll see what happens with the Last of Us series.
They're saying it's amazing. That's like best video game adaptation ever. But I don't know. I didn't play the game, so I know about it. Though I don't
know. They have to beat Sonic. Sonic is considered the best video game adaptation right now.
The second one was pretty good too.
So, not the Mario movie. Although the Mario movie, when it comes out, might become the best video game adaptation.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they have every damn Mario game in that movie.
Yeah.
In the trailer, there's like everything.
What's funny is everybody's mad that what's his name isn't Mario, but he is in the movie.
Who?
The guy who does the voice for Mario.
Oh, the actual guy.
Yeah, he is in the movie as somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
You know, resurrect Lou Albano.
Let's meet Mario, hey everybody.
He was a great Mario. Oh. Yeah, he was a great Mario. But no, that movie could be cool. Like, I'm just impressed that they're going to incorporate everything, including like Mario Kart and the side games, tennis, all that. All in the movie.
Yeah,
they're all in the movie.
That's really cool.
So
I hope they have like a meme of like Mario's missing or Mario teaches typing or something. I think that'd be pretty funny.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna have a haunted house or something, or a school you'll see at Mushroom Kingdom. Yeah, you'll see that.
I think that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, because it seems like Nintendo made it all out to make this a giant Mario commercial.
Yeah.
So it's not the Wizard.
Best movie ever.
Which is like, yeah, that movie came out and then they funded the freaking stupid other Mario movie, which is,
I need to find that. I have it on DVD somewhere.
I
need to put that
the
in
Mario Brothers?
No, fucking the Wizard.
The Wizard?
Yeah. Oh, where the hell could that be? I know I had it.
Well, that's never. I don't even know that. I think that got a special edition Blu-ray release actually not that long ago.
Oh, I must find it.
I think it did.
I have a PlayStation 4, or Xbox. I guess I could watch it, but
yeah. Which was strange that Strange Days recently got a Blu-ray release.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't realize that. So I made Marie watch that on New Year's Eve because I was like, it's a really good movie. Mm-hmm. So we watched it, and she really liked it. And then we find out the next day, it's like, oh, it just got released on Blu-ray for some anniversary, and it never was released on Blu-ray at all. Really? It never was remastered. It was only remastered in German for some reason on Blu-ray.
And that's the movie where like VR is a drug, right?
Yeah. Well, they're addicted. People are addicted to experiencing other people's, like, what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, we're living in that now. People do that with TikTok and stuff like that. They watch what other people are doing.
Yep.
We have become that, and they become addicted, and they watch TikTok for like hours.
They told the future.
Kind of, yeah. They just were like a little. The thing is, though, the movie was made in, I think it was 94.
It's been that long.
It was 94. Wow. So they thought, because VR was just up and coming at that time, and there was a ton of movies that had VR. They literally thought, and it's not a bad prediction, that VR was going to be the shit by 99 if the technology progressed. Mm. But we don't even have that high definition nowadays for VR yet.
We're not there yet.
We don't plug into your neurons in your brain yet. Maybe someday.
Not anytime soon.
Well, with Neuralink, they're going to be doing that, but.
Well, not if they get through their lawsuit right now.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother.
But,
that's the only thing.
Yeah, I like VR. I have to play some. I haven't played VR in a while. I've been waiting for Ghostbusters.
That's the one thing that we didn't cover. The new Vive is coming out, but it really isn't actually much different from the last one. The most is different is the ergonomics of it. It actually is about the same way as the Oculus and stuff.
And it's computerless.
Yeah.
It's wireless. But the Oculus Quest is pretty damn great. I really got to try the wireless stuff because I haven't tried it. I'm just...
And that's what most seems like the Vive did. That's like, okay, let's match what the Quest did, and then we'll move from there, which is what they did with this new one, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's what it is, though. But VR is moving ahead pretty fast now, finally. And who knows, at some point in the future, we may be able to plug in and jack in and watch someone else's life from their experience.
That's weird.
Yeah. And obviously the big thing, if you never watched that movie, one of the big things that goes on is people peddling snuff films.
Oh, yeah.
People getting murdered and shit.
Yeah.
Which is pretty messed up.
Isn't that what the movie's about?
Well, no, there's one girl gets murdered who's a friend of another girl because they get a hold of a snuff film because the main guy will not deal in snuff film. And he gets pissed when his main dealer gives him a snuff film. Yeah, it's a whole big thing. And then that guy ends up dead. Yeah. And that's one of Angela.
Who's your VR dealer, man?
And that's one of Angela Bassett's like big breakout roles. She did great in that movie. She plays like the security guard, well, the kind of like the bodyguard, which is kind of cool. So
I got Tony Camper to watch Wednesday.
Wednesday's good.
He's obsessed. we're up to like 3 a.m. watching it.
Oh my god!
He's like, I need to see it on the video. Then we're like, I missed it.
Anyway, this has been Talking Gaming and Tech, and remember, we are part of the Dorkening Podcast Network. Remember, check out all the other podcasts within the Dorkening Podcast Network. If you just Google search the Dorkening, you will find it right away. Or if you're on whatever podcast app, just type in the Dorkening. I'm sure you're going to get quite a bit of first results. And there's a number of links within this podcast you can go check out as well. So if you want to need some coffee, remember to check out and get some coffee from Deadly Grounds Coffee, because coffee's great. And hopefully next episode I'll have some new Deadly Grounds coffee, because I have some coming in the mail. And it should be in by next week. They're having like shipping delays and stuff right now because there's so many people ordering, I guess. They have a notice saying, it'll be shipped by the 15th because they're trying to prioritize the shipments right now. But eventually get there. But yeah, they have great coffee. Go check them out. And obviously go check out everybody else in the Dorkening Podcast Network. And we will see you next week. Well, 2 weeks.
Yeah. And for the latest and greatest in gaming and tech, Tech Prime Media, everyone, we will see you next time with more gaming and tech news.
No.